a creep USO trigger is when it's long, you know, but you know it should be firm all the way through, but it's longer than you would expect it before we shoot. You know, trigger pull, and it doesn't tighten up as you're getting close to the point where the hammer's going to drop. It's just all of a sudden, after this long pull, bam. So they call that trigger creep. Sometimes it can be taken out, sometimes it can't.
So it says the man who can't legally own weapons for, what, 10 years?
No, we have a Marsden hearing to fix that. I think we're going to get it fixed now.
Do a motion to quash. They'll solve everything. Or vacate. You love vacate. Just vacate everything.
Well, I pled guilty to a crime I couldn't have done. It said January 15th was the date of the crime. I told my public defender the date was wrong. I said it happened April 15th. But he insisted, sign it. It said 1/15. Well, there was no restraining order until 4/15. He has to vacate it, and guess what? Now double jeopardy's attached. Ding, ding, ding. I love it when a plan comes together.
Well, that's what the neckbolts got. They got double jeopardy for planting a claw hammer in your head, getting away with it.
I haven't gotten away with shit.
So they're drinking their hurricane in their motorhome in the desert, dancing around the fire, their campfire, having fun while you say they tried to kill you and they're going to get in trouble, but they're having a good time right now.
The video I saw of the neck bolts, it looked like the end of Trading Places.
As well they should, because they're in a heap of it. But, will they be showing up at Kettle-Sack? Riverside SO would kind of like to know. We're going to look anyways. Oh, well. We'll see how it all shakes out. I think you'll be sorely disappointed, Davey.
Break for Hammerhead, Hank.
They should have killed me.
That's exactly.
Nobody will argue that point.
Hank, I'm really perplexed. How could anybody survive one or more blows from a hammer?
The first one was...
Badgers can rotate 180 degrees inside.
He hit sideways, so it glanced off my ear, down my jaw, to my shoulder. You know.
One was a one knocked him out unconscious, so he didn't have to make a court appearance. So actually, it was perfect, wasn't it, Hank?
Play school hammer.
Why don't you just shut the fuck up, Dave, and let me answer his question? Since I was there and you weren't. Anyway, the first one went through like that's what woke me up.
Maybe we were there.
Especially when it hit my ear. So I jumped up. Yeah, as I was coming up, he swung again, and that one got me solid, but not like. Luckily, RGI swung a girl. It was tentative. It's like a first-time stabbing person. They don't just drive it in. You know. It was kind of, I think that kind of thing. I don't think he's ever attacked somebody with a hammer before, and I think. I surprised him when I jumped up shouting like that because I jumped clear up to the cushion of the couch I was sleeping on. I was getting to my feet almost, and I roared, because it hurt so fucking bad. So I think...
Well, Hank, did Melissa get to bed? Is that why you were on the couch?
I sleep on the couch now a lot. I like it in front of the TV. So what? I like sleeping.
Just a question. You don't have to get defensive.
After what me and Ashley have done to that bed, and I don't think she'll ever take it back. I don't think she'd ever get in it again. No. She knows. Anyway, so I got lucky. I got lucky that he's an amateur, that he's a pussy. He didn't swing hard enough the first time.
How come they're not in jail, Hank?
Done square hard enough the first time and didn't get me hard enough on the way up the second time. Hard enough to crack my skull and break it where the guy could see brain in emergency room.
You didn't tell us that, Hank. Your brain was hanging out of your skull from the second blow?
I didn't say that at all.
Did.
I said they could see.
That was my skull. I'm so wasted.
They could see the brain with their light through the broken skull area.
Impossible.
Now, like the dog ran off with your tibia?
Shit, they're right at the membrane covering the brain.
Where's my
Bullshit.
skull?
Bullshit if they can't. They sure as hell
I'm
can.
so wasted.
I saw the picture of it on the monitor. Not good. Just a little bit more millimeters, I wouldn't be here.
They're not in jail, Hank.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, but Hank, it was so convenient because you didn't have to go to court.
Yeah, it was convenient for the other side. Sure was. Convenient for Melissa's mother, or Melissa and her family. Real convenient. More for them than for me, so. Yeah, real convenient.
But Hank, if I knew somebody pounded my ass with a hammer, they'd be in jail right now.
Well, then you would. No, you probably wouldn't.
If I
I wouldn't.
No, you wouldn't have had proof.
Do you got proof?
Yeah.
Then why would I have proof? You got proof. I'm saying if I knew who did it, without no doubt in my mind, I would have went, why are they still walking the streets? Why are they in jail for attempted murder, assault with a deadly weapon?
Then it'd be your word against theirs, but now I've got proof.
You're not making any fucking sense. I just said, if I knew that they did it, or whoever did it, it's like you're saying you know who did it, why are they in jail?
Even though you know what somebody did, it's still your word against theirs.
Okay, then why, what do you mean it's your word against theirs?
It takes proof to have a conviction. I wanted proof.
But heck, you're accusing basically you're accusing without even enough evidence to back it up.
I just said I had evidence, you jackass.
Don't call me names, Hank, or I'm just asking you a fucking question. Don't get all cocky on me.
Well, you keep telling me like you know how it is.
I'm asking you, why are they not in jail if you know who did it?
Because it's coming. They've been hiding in the desert. That's why. That's for one reason. They don't exactly have a mailbox or a house you can drive up and arrest them at. Use your head, Tommy.
Everybody knows where they're at. I don't think rocket scientists figure out where they're at.
I know. But like I said, there were some other things. I needed to tie them to the mother-in-law. If I would have went straight to the cops would have went to the mother-in-law because she's closest and first. She would have called and warned everybody. You know what? I didn't. I just stayed here. And you know what? I waited another week. Didn't say much about it, nothing. And then finally, Sanchez and them and others started talking about it. They brought it up out here. Sanchez did. He said, your Henry got hit in the head, like Maxwell Silverhammer hit Henry. I went, oh, there it is. I didn't say a word. After that, I just let it play on another week.
You didn't tell Melissa about it?
And I didn't say anything to anybody, except just Ashley knew. I recorded all week. I recorded Alan when he came out and said, Henry, move out of that house. Let Melissa and the kids back there, or they're coming back again to finish the job.
He's been saying that many times.
He broke the news of me being hit with a hammer. Nobody knew.
You came out here and said it, Henry?
Not until 3 weeks after the fact. Nobody's all here.
You came out here and said it, and Sanchez was repeating it.
You know exactly when we documented it, every bit of it. It was 3 weeks later. 3 weeks. Look when the hearing was. It happened the night before the hearing. It was 3 weeks later. Okay? You believe it? You don't have to believe me. I don't give a fuck. It was documented from the first one, from when I heard Alan, and when I immediately contacted the district attorney and started recording. He said, I'm working with Valerie and all.
People were asking where you were, and you came out and mentioned something about a hammer. You didn't go into details, but you said you were hit with a hammer. It was very brief, and that was all you said.
Yes, that was a week after I heard Sanchez mention it.
No, Sanchez was later on after it, because it became a joke. Where's Hammerhead?
Listen, you cocksuck, you don't listen 24 hours a day.
Again, Henry, don't call me names just like him. I'm telling you what I heard.
What you heard was a week And 2 days after Sanchez made that announcement, he made an announcement at a funny time in the afternoon, and only a few people heard it. You know, and nobody made a big thing about it. But I was right there, and I heard it, and I went to radio reference, of course, immediately, because I wasn't set up to record, and then I started my recording. So I don't care what you say, dude. I'm telling you how it is. I'm not worried about Sanchez. He's not the one. It's those two fucks, okay? They're the ones that are rapists, and now it's fucking, you know, just, they've lost their minds to do something like that, you know, over this shit. You know why they did it? They think I'm behind the plumbers, those people that held guns on him and shot them, and beat on Robert. Because Richard blamed me for that. He said, Henry, I know it's the plumbers. And I said, what, is it Watergate? Are you Deep Throat? And he goes, see, I knew it. And I didn't think anything about it, but I put it together. That he's been so pissed off and stuff because he thinks I truly, you know, like I can know 5 guys, or 5 guys are going to go over there and do that for me. You know, fuck, if I had guys that would do that, they would bury him out in the hole in the desert. But anyways, that's why the fuckers did it. That, and because I brought up the fact that the rape thing of Ann, you know, those 2 things right there. It's pissed them off. It's hurt their reputation. They're probably not getting as many free beers and shit anymore because of it, and that pisses them off. Who knows? But there you go. They're loose cannons, so they're dangerous people now. They're psychotic. They are whatever, psychotic. Plain and simple. Anybody who does do that, hit somebody with a hammer while they're asleep, is cowardly and psychotic, period. Period. All the cops have said so. Everybody has said so. But I have some great evidence, and the evidence is going to help me in the divorce, and it's going to help me. I'm going to sue Valerie. She talked to them. She worked them up, got them to do something. She probably offered them something. But that'll come out probably. Maybe the Martin brothers will make a plea agreement and whatever. But Valerie's part now it's when 3 or more people gather together for personal gain, and they perform an illegal act. It is a conspiracy. That's a hard, especially considering how badly I was hurt, and it's an attempted murder for Richard. Robert's an accessory. And so is Valerie, and an instigator at that. With that, now I can go and get that stupid restraining order of hers removed. The ADA, when she saw that, she goes, the bitch is using the restraining order as a shield while she mounts an attack from behind it at you. You're supposed to be afraid to have a restraining order. I go, yeah, look at these screenshots of her on this website. What's his face? We have infiltrators in there. I've got screenshots of Valerie's from the first day. She hated amateur radio, not operators. She came here to fuck with me. And now, look what she instigated by riling up those crazy fucks. Now, I'm going to sue her for the grandmother's house. She doesn't deserve it anyway. I'm going to let Melissa keep this house. I'm going to take that other one and sell it and get what I want somewhere around here. That's what's going to happen. She's going to go to jail. She may go to jail for I don't know how long, but fuck, she's in a heap of trouble for this, and I can tell you absolutely. I've got emails, all kinds of shit. Makes her look like a freaking terrorist, you know. It's one of the officers said domestic terrorism describes this completely. And it is now it is. He said it's the first time in a divorce case have I ever seen it morph into a conspiracy. And he said absolutely he's met it, Burden. So we'll see. That's what I want to do. If had I done out, like I said, went to police in the first place, the police would have went to her. She would have alerted Alan or the neckbolts. Nobody would have said a thing out here. They would have shut the fuck up. But I knew law enforcement investigative techniques, rudimentary, and I knew the dynamic of this group, especially the psychology, those two, and Sanchez especially, the puppet master, has to brag, has to boast, has to let everybody know what he did, or what he was part of. So do they. Bragging out here is a thing, you know. Oh, there you go. That's why. But there's no stuff.
I think someone needs a new hog.
No time limit on when you have to report this kind of act to the police. I knew that as well, as long as it's documented well. So now I got what I needed all the way around. Sanchez is better just back the fuck up. But those Martin brothers, they're fucking done. I want them in cages or not walking this earth anymore. So I hope they resist. I don't know.
What if we make them live in the IE?
If it was up to me, I would throw a gallon of gas in that mobile home and follow it with a shot from my flare gun. But it's not. I'd be in jail. But that's the way I'd do it. But, oh well. You know, I'll let fucking the cops handle it. They can go to jail. Richard can go to jail. Yeah, Robert too, at least for a while. But they need to. They need psychological help anyways. They're fucking nouns. They're just, like I said, dangerous. There's women, children, people out here on 435. They could, you know, who knows what the fuck now. Like I said, they were once friends of mine, but I watched them become this. I knew when to get the fuck away. But, yeah, they blame me for that thing, for that to lash out. That's the reason. The only thing that would drive that kind of hatred like that, and it's what it is. Stupid fucks. You know, I never go after anybody. I would never unless they hurt me. So the law will get them. I will get justice one way or another. I'll give the law its fair chance. That way I stay out of jail. Anyways, I'm going to jump out and get some dessert. WA6RXZ. I got to call my sister. Oh, yeah, I better call her before midnight. And I'll be back around midnight probably. Who knows? But it's going to be ugly. It's going to be ugly for Melissa's family and the kids. It makes it worse for the kids. God, it does, but I got no choice. Fuck, their grandmother's going to be...
Judy.
I hate this whole thing, but that's because she's dangerous. Her mother, you know, Melissa's mother is freaking psychotic too. That's why her and the Martin brothers fucking hit it off like buddies. She's as psychotic as possible. Melissa's grandmother told me she was almost put in a mental hospital. She had early menopause. I think, so does my doctor, Melissa has that now. Remember when I said I said, "Good morning, beautiful, how are you?" And she said, "Oh my God, that's the worst thing I've ever heard." Ran down the hallway crying. She started hearing, well, one of her friends told me, "You know what, I didn't believe you, but it happened. I saw it in her. She said something happened, and it couldn't have. I was there." And she believes it totally. She's like hallucinating. I said, "No, I think my doctor says it's like her mother. It's hormonal and it's hereditary. Her mother had menopause at like age 35, 34, and Melissa's 40." And he said, I would bet farm, and like she's fine, lovey one moment, you know, one weekend we're talking, and you know she's like got tears in her eyes, and next time, you know, she didn't say a word, you know, and she's
one time out, clear.
So mood.
That's pretty good.
And I think worse.
Are you going through menopause, hey?
I think worst of all, because her mother went through it and recognizes it and knows what it is, I think she's using it to keep Melissa fired up, because my daughter said, "Mom wants to talk to you, but Grandma won't let her." I think the mother-in-law, because she wants what she wants out of it, it's keeping her just primed, you know. Just
are you having hot flashes?
Ready to go. Well, it's sad. We would never, ever. We'll always love each other, but can never be lovers or live together again. I mean, it just couldn't. They couldn't have. All trust is gone, and their family is just so.
Not even if she says please?
No, I could never trust her again. No, not after that. I just couldn't. And we still wouldn't have the intimacy that like me and Ashley have. She doesn't. She just gave that to her mom and dad. That's what it is. She stayed close to her mom and dad and didn't get close to me like.
Didn't cleave to you like she was supposed to.
Oh, intimacy is different, isn't that? Intimacy is I can't explain it to you. Anyways, I knew it a month and a half after I did.
Speaker.
about a month and a half, 2 months into dating Ashley, I went, oh my God, this is what was missing in our relationship.
Working was missing.
Was this intimacy where we could talk about deep things all the way at a level. I've told Ashley things I've never told anybody in this whole world, and to her to me, and Melissa and I never discussed things even near that way. She gave it to her, my intimacy to her mom and dad. I found out because she wouldn't talk about sex with me. I would say, hey, I'd try to talk to her about it, improve it, what have you. And one time she said something, I don't know, I went over to my mother-in-law's house, and they were all just joking about it. Some sex position or something I had asked her. And I clicked in my mind, but she can talk to them about sex, but she can't talk to her own husband without getting embarrassed. But with them, it's funny and laughing. And I went, oh. That's when I started thinking, and now in retrospect, I looked at it, I went, that's the intimacy that should have went to me. It always stayed with them. So, and I think that part of it's her mother's.
Hank, you just...
Because it's with the Jehovah's Witness doctrine, and even they say inculcate your children. Inculcate is light brainwashing, and that's what they have in their list. That's what they teach. I went with her. I know. Yeah, and Melissa is just like I said, bonded to her mother. Had to see her every Saturday and Sunday, like that. Just like that. So, anyways, and that's why I wouldn't go back either because of that. Like I said, we'll always love each other. We will. She said that to me too. But after this, if the mother-in-law's out of the way, we could become friends. And I'd like to get to the point where we can go to a baseball game and both root for our son. We don't have to sit together. It'd be good if we could. Solidarity for him. But if not, it's no big deal. And that's the good hope for him. Yeah. For the kids' sake. So, we'll see. It's going to be ugly, though, the mother-in-law thing. It's going to be just horrible. I'm going to have a meeting with her attorney and have a talk and see if we can figure out another solution to it. But, fuck, I don't know what the cops are going to do. All I want is Barton Brothers. She should be not go to jail, but she should be sued civilly for instigating it. But that'll be easy. I've already found a law firm that will represent me on contingency. It's a lock for them. So they said done but done. I'll have to pay 33.33%, just whatever. But the advantage is they'll give me some money up front if I need it, maybe, and what have you. But he said your evidence is just solid. He said once you get a criminal thing in there, done, have a criminal case first and then sue civilly. But that solves everything. If it goes the way I'm thinking now and a law firm thinks it should go, I will, like I said, end up with her grandmother's house.
And who are you talking?
Broadcasting, WA6RXZ broadcasting. And then
You mean Blithering?
Actually, here's what I thought. I'm sorry. I thought that I would take the grandmother's house and Melissa have this one, but Ashley said, you know what? Give her grandmother's house, and you stay here because you love. And I said, what? See, I said, well,
they're right. You're talking.
I said, we'll have to see if grandma's house has a better shot at Peter than our house, this one. But anyways, I don't know. I want it to go through, but then again, I don't. But it's going to be hard. It's going to be a bad thing for that family. And the Martin brothers, for sure, they're in big trouble. They're in huge trouble. That's all. But that's why I delayed. I wanted evidence. I want people to blab out here, boast, brag, talk about it, all that shit. And threaten me. That's what I really wanted. Threats that we didn't finish the job, we'll come and do this. That's what I needed. And that we're working for Valerie. we're doing this for Valerie and the kids. I wanted that. How do you think that's going to all go over at the, during the divorce court? So, not well. The judge is going to fucking lose it. Anyways, I told you it was a long chess game. It wasn't all those little hearings. There's more to it. There's so much going on. There's even more, but there's enough criminal stuff now. I don't need to add any more to it. I have more, but fuck. There's too much now. But what an ugly fucking Jerry Springer thing. Her mother took over the crazy train and derailed the fucking thing in Jerry Springerville. Unbelievable. And me and Melissa could have had this without a problem. We were going to live together throughout the whole divorce process, for the kids' sake. Oh, fuck did the mother-in-law do to us in this? She should burn in hell, I swear. WA6RXZ, really.
Well, that way she can keep controlling.
She wants Melissa to take a second on this house to save their ass, right? They were living off their grandmother's money for years, and their grandmother, she died in December. They got her house. It was paid off, their house. I think they bought it at a bad... Well, I got to look and see if it was a good or bad time to make it. There was a point where it got too high, you lose your ass. I think they got in pretty good, but...
Here.
They bought a rental mobile home. They lost their ass on that. They couldn't rent it out or anything. And finally, somebody killed themselves in it. OD'd. Fuck. So... I know they're losing their ass on that, and it was if we were to help them, it would only buy them another year or so, and then it would, could bankrupt us, and it certainly elevate our bills, and it was pointless. We have an $1,100 a month mortgage, so it leaves for extra money even with our low income, like that. But add on second. Her mother would be able to pay back that to us. I told my wife, I said, my dad taught me, hey, if you're helping a sinking boat, you don't tie your boat to it. It'll drag you down with it. And I said, we'll be buying them a little time and putting a rope and a rock around our necks so we sink next, So I don't think she said that that way to her mother. She probably just went and said, Henry said no. Like that, because that's she wouldn't argue my point or say, she would just say, Henry said no, like she had no part in it. I don't know. Subjecture. But, anyway, thing is just...
Sounds like there was stuff during the marriage that the mother-in-law was trying to get Melissa to do, but she didn't want to do. So now that she has Melissa under control, he gets to get a chance to get back.
Here's what happened. I don't know. She was always nice to me, She did not when we were dating. She didn't like me at all. Neither did Dad. But they didn't want to see each other. But they had this thing. They wanted her to marry a Jehovah's Witness, whatever. And Melissa wanted something else.
A younger man.
And Melissa wanted something else. So, her grandmother, who ran the family, recommended to Melissa.
Someone that works.
Somebody older, because it's a Greek kind of thing.
That was the Greek one, right?
Yeah, and you know what else I put together in Sacramento is that she filed for a divorce a month and a half after grandmother died. Grandmother never would have allowed it. Grandmother would love me. She loved me from day one. Always loved me. Because I could cook. She could cook really well. And all that. I cooked well for Melissa, and she liked that. That Melissa would eat really, really well. Eat best, not the best food in the family. That's what she said. And grandmother loved me. And grandmother told me shit about Valerie, told me the menopause stuff, all that. And Melissa backed it up, too, to a point. Her grandmother told me more. Melissa's mother was almost put in the hospital, cuckoo lockup, because she went...
For menopause?
Yes. She went.
Wait.
Did she like it Greek?
Like I don't know. She went. It was pretty bad. And Melissa was a problem at that about the same time of pulling her hair. Not lots of it, but like a follicle at a time and looking at it. It's kind of something she does under nervous strain or something. That developed during that period. Also, a couple of other things. Who knows? I think Melissa's going through it too. This was my doctor. From what I told him how she acted, how she changed the way she did, he said, yeah, and now I've come to the conclusion Melissa's mother, because she went through it, recognizes it and is using it to keep her fired up and keep the divorce thing going. You know, I know now for sure if Melissa's mother hadn't gotten involved, we would have reconciled. You know, it would have been a different thing. I would have walked out of here. I would have, you know, I had a place to go. I wouldn't have liked it, but I would have if she would have approached me right. But we would have reconciled. I could tell because when we talked to her, and she starts crying, or I told her I was hit like that, and I said, "Did you want me dead? You know, like your mother, you know, who sent these people?" And she said, "I would never. Fuck those assholes who did this." And she started bawling, you know. That's
messed up.
I thought it was her at first. I really thought it was a woman. I even suspected Ashley. I was like, I don't know why she would do it unless she went crazy. But I was like, it's the victimology is a woman.
It's gone over the edge.
Victimology of hitting somebody with a hammer or when they're asleep is a woman's crime, usually, you know.
Like in The Fugitive, though. As a one-armed man.
Well, like a battered woman, that's the kind of thing she would do. You come to a point, and then you come to her batterer when he's sleeping.
Hey, Andrew, what's the first thing a woman does when she gets out of the battered women's shelter?
Burns the bed.
Well, is she right?
The dishes, if the bitch knows what's good for her.
Sonic. Or making a sandwich if he knows. But anyways, fuck, I don't know. It's sad in some ways. I tried to tell her family to talk to her or watch her talk with me and see if I could trigger that, because I think I started to see how it was happening.
You're not allowed near triggers, Henry.
And, they didn't believe me. In fact, they're her friend.
Oh, why you didn't have dinner ready?
Friend who noticed her do this.
Trying to trigger.
Friend.
No, but I go pick something up.
Her friend who noticed the same behavior I saw said, she tried to tell Valerie, and Valerie said, we haven't seen it. And she said, I wasn't convinced the way Valerie said that she hadn't seen it. That's when I started thinking, bitch is probably using it, you know, to keep control of her, like based on what my daughter said too. Mommy wants.
Well, that's what I said at the beginning.
And then, like I said, we divided the property while the kids shop for toys, like that. Just me and her. Bing, 15 minutes. We have arbitration for it in another couple of weeks, but we've already got it pretty much worked out. I think we're squabbling over is the house itself, not what's in it and what we own. You know.
She's probably the type in Walmart that put stuff in your cart and wanted you to pay for it.
What's that? Wants me to pay for it? What do you mean? No.
Wanted you to pay for everything, huh?
No. She just wants the house. All of it. I don't get that. She was never greedy like that. That's, like I said, that's her mother doing that, I'm sure. Because, you know, we even talked about it before it went nutty when we were still living together. She said, well, I'm going to try and fight for the house. And I said, I know, but I will fight to keep my half. And she said, I know, my attorney's already said, counting on probably having to sell it. It's a community property stake.
You should have done like Bewitched. So you put like tape down the middle and say, that's your side, that's my side.
We didn't have to. You don't understand. We were fine. We were going to just live together. We were going to, you know, I was going to sleep on the couch and you know, we wouldn't have sex or anything.
Do you get pussy payment?
But, no, we were going to have sex. I even talked to her about it. Well, what are you going to do? You know, because I need to have sex, you know. She said, well, I'll go to my mother's kids or whatever. but we had talked about it like that. She said, well, too, I said,
She was going to let you have the vacuum by the couch.
I said, I don't know, but I said, I'm not going a year without sex with a woman, you know, not after.
Oh, just stay and give you some oral.
So, anyways, we were fine. And then she goes to visit her mother on Saturday, and then by Saturday evening she comes back, and she's all fired up. So when are you moving out? When are you moving out? I said, when are you moving out? You got a place to go? You want out and go. I think mother-in-law started just talking to her, drilling on her, don't live with him. Because she knew if she lived with me, we would probably, maybe, if not fixed it, we certainly would have got along, you know, if we could live together.
Well, the night of the fight, what was she all pissed off about?
There wasn't a fight. What happened was she came over to pick up Ian, and I told her before I called her to come get him, I said, bring some of his clothes. At that time, every time I sent the kids home with clothes, I never got them back, you know, because they come, their clothes would be dirty that they're wearing, so I'd send them back in clean clothes. And, you know, I don't dress them in rags. I put them in regular, they're nice clothes. Well, if her mother did send me anything back, it was, they'd come over with, like, holes in their jeans and all this, you know what I mean, all fucked up. Well, looking in the closet, and you know, it's because it's Saturday, and I'm going, wow, damn, I'm having the kids Monday. I need, Ian's got no pants without holes in them, and my daughter's got none of her long dresses or anything warm, you know, none of her jeans. She's just got summery kind of stuff, and it was raining and stuff. So I called up, I said, send back some of it, because Ian and them said, your grandma, you know, her mother and her bought some clothes. My sister bought a bunch of clothes, and some of them were in there, and I bought some. You know, I had nothing. So she shows up to get Ian, and I said, do you have the clothes? She said, no. And I said, go back and get them, and you can have Ian. And
wow.
And because I needed damn clothes, you know. Fuck, the kids are telling me they've got all these brand new clothes still in packages, and their drawers are over full. They're putting clothes in boxes. I knew they're just hoarding them, so you know, so I have to send the kids to school in rags, or where I wouldn't, you know. They wouldn't go to school first. I'd have to do something else, homeschool them or whatever, but.
Well, that was the point. They wanted you to buy more clothes.
Right. They were trying to squeeze me financially. That's why Melissa stopped paying the electric bill, all that. They thought it would get shut off soon.
They were trying to squeeze you financially. Really?
Yeah. Yes.
Isn't that what you did to Melissa?
Melissa makes about $4,000 a month.
There you go.
Without overtime.
But then what set her off that night?
Now, she has to pay $1,100 a month for this, okay, for her mortgage, right? She's got no bills where she's at. She's at mom's, no bills. They just have food. That's it. Her sister lives there. She gets money from 3 different baby daddies. Mom's there, dad, and
So they should take care of her and the kids.
Melissa's paying for the food.
What about the clothes?
They have their own, and they bought them some clothes, as did my family, as did me. So what? Everybody buys clothes. Who cares? They didn't buy them shoes. I had to. Anyways, point being was, I needed the clothes, right? I needed them literally that Monday. I told her she could have Ian for Easter. It was my weekend anyway. But I said I want all the kids. They had an Easter party and stuff, so it was only right to be with his cousins and his sister and all that. So she bolted for the door. I bolted to keep her from going in the house because she was supposed to go in anyways.
Wasn't she there to pick him up?
We hit the door at the same moment.
So all the good clothes were at home where he was going to be.
Shut up and let me finish the story.
Correct.
That's what I mean. These kids.
Why would she have to go get the good clothes if he was going to be going with her back home to wear the good clothes?
Never answer a question of yours when I'm in the middle of talking and you interrupt. Ever. You get that, little child? Do you understand?
Really, Hank?
Yeah, it's the basis.
You never shut up.
So you guys hit the door at the same time?
not even in this conversation, Tammy.
What about the picture of you and Ashley that you said you showed Melissa? Where does that come in? That you provoked her with? Remember what you said?
I got there ahead of her. I mean, just, step first. But she was right behind me, and I grabbed the doorknob to start to go in. I was going to lock the door and leave her out there, call the cops, tell them, she's gone nutty. And that's, when she smacked me in the shoulder, back of the neck, kind of grabbed me there and left a red mark, and then started to kind of pummel at me because she wanted to get in. To get in, and I was right there. So I went through the door, and she came through the doorway, too. And then I grabbed the phone, and went 9, and she grabbed it, went, spun around through it, and it went flying out the door, but the cord was wrapped around her leg because it had like a 30-foot cord on it. It was way too long, but it was there. And then she looked, she saw Ian was playing video games. We had just bought a new flat screen, a new big screen TV for the living room. I bought it so they could play their Xbox. So I gave him a specially modified Xbox a friend of mine made. That's awesome. It's got thousands of games in it. Anyway.
Yes, they had rags for clothes.
Shut up. Anyways, so she did all that. The neighbors saw it. They called because their front door faced each other. And it was summer, and their screen door was shut, and the door was open. I could see them through the whole thing. I was saying, Melissa, don't hit me. I said, you're going to get in trouble. Stop it. And she spun around, and she saw the neighbors were looking, and then she saw Ian too, and that stopped her too when she saw Ian, because Ian was like looking, I'm sure, horrified. I didn't see the look he had, but I'm sure because it stopped her in her tracks for a second. Then she saw the neighbors behind her, and she went, and she yelled and ran, and the phone was still wrapped around one leg, about 4 coils. It went bouncing down the sidewalk behind her, and Ian laughed because...
Listen to you laughing while you tell the story. You think it's funny.
That was funny.
Yeah, really.
She ran away, and the phone was bouncing about 10 feet behind her. And
how funny.
She started cracking up because the whole phone thing was funny. And so did I. It was funny. Even when I told all the cops, they thought it was funny, too. She ended up taking the phone. Chelsea was in the car. I didn't know. It has dark tinted windows. It was getting towards evening, so I didn't even know she was in there. They took off, and I knew she was going straight home. Chelsea told me later that Mom, a few houses from her house, from Grandma's house, stopped and threw the phone into some rose bushes and whatever. So the morning of her arraignment, I came to the conclusion that she wasn't fighting me. She didn't attack me.
It's the menopause.
She went into fight or flight mode because it was her kid thing. Because the way she was doing the ghetto girl windmill. She wasn't even looking at me. She was just pummeling, like, you know what I mean, and just not with it like that. I think, she just wanted her kids and went into this primal thing. This menopause probably, fired it, fueled it up too.
Years of angst.
I told the ADA that. She said, I'm so glad you said that, because yesterday, the night before, I literally told her, she said, what do you want me to do? I said, throw the book at her, fire, put her in jail for 6 months. And she said, really? And I said, okay, yeah. And she said, okay. You think she needs it? And I said, yeah. And the next morning, she said, I was so glad that you changed your mind. She said, I think she had enough spending the night in jail. I said, yeah, the night before Easter, and she was horrified, embarrassed. She never even had a ticket. I mean, I'm sure the worst moment of her life, period, all the way through it. And she said, yeah, you've read the...
And that was when she...
With the intake report, she did not intake into the jail easily by any means, nor did she ride over there easily in the squad car either. The cop was an asshole to her. He was an asshole. I told him, I don't want her booked in. Please book her OR. She didn't hit me like that hard. She grabbed me, but but I said, I didn't get get hurt. I blocked everything. He said, it's not your call anymore. I'm charging her. It's my thing now. It's state law. If I see any marks or injury on somebody, the other one goes to jail, period, unless it's mutual combat, and it's certainly not that, because the witnesses said same. I said, well, you just still can OR her. You know, it's freaking the night for Easter, for Christ's sake. You know, I said I didn't want that. I just wanted some clothes. You know, but he's a younger cop. He was an asshole. He wrote in his report, didn't write what I stated or anything like that. And yeah, I read his report about how his arrest went in Temecula of her. Because I subpoenaed the police report and stuff, the real one, with everything in his notes. And he's he's been on the force a few years, but damn it, procedurally he's rude, and he was definitely, I don't know what Melissa wouldn't tell me exactly what he did to be an asshole. I didn't know. I said, was it the search? Did he say something to you? Did he touch you wrong, or what? Anything? And she won't tell me. She just got embarrassed, turned reddish purple. So I don't know. I don't think she would like a search anyways. You know what I mean? They have to feel you up pretty good. I think they would have to use a woman officer, but I don't know. But you had to do a percussory, at least safety search.
It's a woman officer. Quit fantasizing.
To do some searches, you have to have a woman officer.
You're fantasizing.
I'm not fantasizing.
Yes, you are.
Freezer, you idiot.
Do you think he was tall?
He was tall.
You sound creepy.
Yeah, he looked like Steve Hoffman, kind of. But yeah, he was about 6'4". But yeah, he was lanky like Steve Hoffman. I don't know. He was okay, but he didn't write down what I told him. But by any stretch of imagination, he didn't write down what I said happened very well. He did copy what Ian said perfectly well, because I listened to his interview from outside. He asked me not to be, can you leave? And I said, yes, but I'm going to listen, you know. And if you go too far or he gets upset, I'm going to stop it. He said, that's fine. But anyways, he was really good with kids. Very good. So, I don't know. I think just she was probably just all business and, you know, had to handcuff her. She probably didn't want to be. He probably had to do it. Had to do it behind her back. You know, and they probably wanted it in front, all this, I'm sure. But, you know, he probably went right down procedures. His report was all right. She had said later in a divorce that was mutual combat, and that she had hurt her, remember it said hurt her ear, and she had the shoulder injury of indeterminate age and dislocated shoulder and broken clavicle or something like that, right? The officer writes in there, as I cuffed her and double-checked the locks, cuffed her, double-locked it, and checked for fit and comfort twice, I asked her if she had any injuries, and she said only the inside of her arms that hit her husband's arms. He said, any other injuries anywhere else? And she said no. And he said then she was cuffed behind her back and placed into the car, belted it, and without any incidents or anything in the whole intake. No mention of any injuries to the officer, to her shoulders. She could never have been cuffed with her hands behind her back and put in the squad car with broken clavicle or dislocated shoulder. Not in a million years. I've been there, doesn't work, can't happen. So yeah, that's the only part of his report that held. The rest of it was bullshit. And he shouldn't have, it's a law that he has to, but I wouldn't have. I don't think most cops would have either. So I told the ADA, I said, it was like she went wild, and I said, it's not like her in her nature. I said, 18 years, she's never done that. Not even anything close to it. I told her, I train animals, and it came to me this morning that she went into fight or flight mode. I've seen horses that are lovable as hell, all of a sudden try and kill somebody, bite and, kick in on, because you know, they got too close to their full or whatever. I go, that's what happened to her. She just wanted her kid, and I wasn't her husband anymore. I was just the thing between blocking the door that where her kid was, and she wanted that kid, and she went into this automatic mode. I told her about. I'd already mentioned the menopause thing. I think she's in that, and I said that probably contributed to the hormones running amok. My doctor said it can be pretty rough, really rough, actually. His daughter had it, and then when she died later of cancer, pretty young. Yeah, she was sweet, too, because my doctor...
Yeah, there's women mentally...
My doctor's office, his wife works the front desk, and his daughter used to be one of the RNs there. It's kind of a family thing. It's kind of cool. Anyway, but she evidently went into it early, and they got a cancer from something else unrelated, but, yeah, poor kid. Anyways, yeah, whole thing, very crazy. But, yeah, so it wasn't a fight like you're thinking. It was just, like I said, she should never have hit me. You know, that's, but...
No one's in the hammer.
Like I said...
I had it.
Like a mama bear protecting her cubs, like that. So, the ADA was like, what do you want me to do? I said, give her an anger management class, or whatever, give her the minimum. She's had enough. You know, I said, and, you know, I want our family to recover and not have any more nonsense. Little did I know.
You were lying.
That the mother-in-law would make...
You were lying.
Shut up, Ashley. See... Roger, I can't work under these conditions. Get rid of these fucking Prager speeds.
Is that how you talk?
I talk to a cunt.
That's how you...
Cunt in a can.
How you talk? Probably how you talk.
Ashley woke me up this morning. Guess what? She got me a
Here's the college.
With hammer?
She got me an Android phone.
How did you act?
She got me an Android watch.
College.
A ball peen hammer?
I love my Android watch, and she got it so I feel better. It's so bad. It's so cool. I don't take my watch in my pocket anymore. I can make phone calls with the watch, whatever. I don't even need the phone. It's got its own SIM card, too. It's badass. Do all kinds of shit. Control the camera, everything. I was riding my mountain bike today. I was like, wow. For the first time I can sit there. I don't have to stop. I don't have to reach back and pull out my phone or my...
What you have to do?
An Android watch.
What you have to do to afford that?
She bought it. She has good jobs. 2 of them.
Now he's pleased.
Anyways, that was a nice buy. She's so sweet. I gotta love that.
So she...
Yeah, it's so sweet. Nice. Anyways, it's fun. I said, I like these watches. They're really cool. It has a pedometer, altimeter, barometer, all this stuff, so I can tell how many feet I gain climbing my mountain bike.
Henry.
GPS stuff, all that, documents.
Henry.
Yeah, if you're sleeping fitfully or whatever.
Henry.
Tells you when to drink water.
Henry.
All kinds of reminds me when to take my thyroid pill now. So I take that regularly. It's badass, like I said. She said also, see, it's got this preset thing now. I got preset 911 button, so she's all, you don't have to be near the phone. Be like 50 feet away. And if somebody comes, now all I got to do is just hit the button, and I can still defend myself and talk on the phone because it's right there on my wrist. She's like, and she's all, it's taking too long to get to your phone this way. It's right there, you know? I'm like...
You need a phone like a mortar, Henry. When it hits the ground, it dials 911.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know how I said it.
She knows he's helpless.
Not helpless. Everybody's helpless when they're sleeping, jackass. Why do you think they did that when I was sleeping? Because they knew it couldn't happen if I was awake. Tough. You think you're not helpless when you're asleep? Are you kidding me? That's why it's like, it's against the code or whatever. I don't know. Men don't do that. So I generally thought it was a woman's crime when that kind of shit happened. But
What?
RGI's mama's boy, and look how he did Ann. He had to get her drunk and passed out to have sex with her to attack me. I had to be asleep too. Told you.
The delusional dwarf.
Delusional my ass. I'll bet you $500. True. We'll let anybody else hold the money.
You don't have $500 to bet.
Oh, I do. Anyways, I'm going to have quite a bit more. Anyways, thank you, 435. I don't need the smack in the head, and the fact that I'm losing hearing in my left ear, where the first blow went to my ear, is pissing me off, and if I go deaf in that ear, I don't think the police will be making an arrest. Like I say, I don't think I would take going deaf in that side too well. Anyways, I'm just hoping the police do their deal. And they seem to think it's a lot. We know where they're going to be and when. They in another county hiding.
You get stitches.
They're in another county hiding.
How many stitches did you get?
You don't get questions answered.
Stitches. How many did you get?
Rude.
Oh, I know. 0.
Rude cunts.
How many, Hank?
Rude cunts in a can.
And you wonder why you got hit in the head with a hammer.
Yeah. And look at me, I'm still alive. It would kill most.
You might be alive, but you're not living.
Oh, yeah, I am. Oh, yes, I am. You should see Ashley.
You're suffering.
She dialed in her eyebrows. Oh, my God. Fucking A.
She broke out the hedge trimmer, huh?
She...
Whacker.
Rotary sander.
She came with her hair all straightened. Oh, fucking God.
4-inch angle grinder.
She's always got, she's got naturally tight curly hair. Tight, curly, natural blonde hair, right?
Diamond tip.
He straightened it with a straightening iron, and it was just perfectly flat. When she showed up today, she had been to,
Use math gas to get that thing heated up.
the beauty shop or whatever, did her eyebrows and some other stuff for some dance thing she did there. But fucking God, showed up in a peach dress and looked like a princess like that. I was like, oh my God, what the hell?
She dialed in her eyebrows, huh?
She dialed in everything about her. I threw her down and jumped on her. I was like, Jesus Christ, it was like another girl. Fuck. I took a great picture of me and her today. Put that way. Actually, it's really good. I had to have a selfie of both of us with that one. Fucking Jesus.
Did she keep the unibrow, or did she take care of that as well?
She never had a unibrow, jackass, and she made her brows bigger.
I think it's like a woolly booger now. It's good because it's almost drought season.
No, she
Made her brows bigger? How'd she do that? She glued more hair on them?
Oh my God, is that even possible?
She used to make them big like that. She make her regular brows even bigger with an eyebrow pencil. She likes that. She explained it to me, and I get what she did.
Have her use the wet dressing so the fly stays up in the water.
Oh, people have a right to look like however they. Yeah, but she's flexible. She did all that for me. She just whacked it down and went into princess mode. You have no clue. She is goddamn off the hook beautiful. She could have bigger boobies, but I told her we could get her a boobie job when we sell the house if she wants it. I don't care. It doesn't make her. She doesn't want it, and that's good. I don't care either because I've had.
So you made her fix her eyebrows, and now you want her to have a boob job.
Didn't make her do it.
No, he likes 13-year-old boys.
She showed up this way was on her own. I didn't tell even.
That's bullshit.
You buy a boob job, you're buying a boob job for the next guy.
Everybody was bitching about her eyebrows, so you made her fix them.
Never mentioned it to her, wouldn't. I don't care about her eyebrows. She's beautiful and was beautiful then.
Had an electric weed trimmer or gas?
I didn't mention anything about it. I just woke up to her
Did she put hair extensions on her eyebrows?
I think it was a 2-cycle steep.
And they're a weave.
Old saggy lady.
She got a weave on her eyebrows.
In your best day, you never came close to being as pretty as she.
Has an eyebrow merkin.
Well, she didn't have any eyebrows like that now. They're all just narrow loops.
Henry.
Oh, God. If she had a tiara, she would have been a perfect princess. Oh, fuck. I told her she's my tomboy princess. And,
My God.
oh, here we go. Well, she's like,
You're right.
Hello, princess.
Told you, like 13-year-old boys.
no, she's not
Admitted it.
like a 13-year-old boy at all. She's got boobies. They're just not double D's like my wife.
Scented.
My wife had double D's. I had those for 18 years. And these are firm.
Yeah, but that was fat.
These are firm.
No, you didn't have them. That was what was wrong with your relationship. No sex, remember? I mean, remember? Not member, remember?
No, we had sex, just not good sex.
Gee, and you're blaming Melissa for that. You didn't work, but you couldn't even perform? Good sex? No wonder she left you. What good are you?
At least twice.
Good enough for at least a 26-year-old girl to come like a geyser and squirt all over the place. Yeah, whatever. Whatever I need to, wherever I want.
Hank, by now we all know that just because you say it doesn't make it true.
Excuse me, but we fucked out here live for an hour and 40 minutes. Live. From the shower to the kitchen tables.
No, you played a DVD or a VHS.
Oh, we were...
And he wonders why he got hit in the head with a hammer. Wake up! Bang, 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 wake up!
That was the girl's dad.
Idiot, we were talking through it. You could hear us. We big.
No, I heard you talking over the DVD. Because you played the same DVD the second day.
Oh, I didn't. That was Sanchez playing it the second day, and they didn't record all of it. It certainly was her.
No, it was you.
No, it was not.
But when you were done, you immediately got on the radio and were calling for me. Why, Hank?
Oh, no, I buzzed Clark. Said...
Wanted me to call you Master.
Oh, lady.
He left.
Remember?
He has a crush.
You're going to need a map to get out of this, Henry.
Happened was Buzz Clark goes, Henry...
He's going to need more than a map.
Was Henry open mic, and then I went, oh, excuse me, oh, no. But I played it off like a...
Bullshit.
That's what happened. And then Nick came out and said, bullshit, Henry. It's just like when I locked it up and fucking... Nick said, I said the same thing when I did my girlfriend live on the air. Everybody could hear her talking to me, too. So it's just you talking over a porn movie.
She was saying, are you done yet?
But she's saying, oh, that...
Somewhere there's a bullshitter alarm going on.
Here was...
Said, are you done yet? I need to go get my brows weaved.
In the bathtub, she's all... Hey, that's some new shampoo you got. It smells so good. You can hear us talking all the way through it, you idiot. She's all poor. Fuck you. But anyways, got no problem there. I've never had a problem pleasing women or getting women or anything like that. It's not hard. If you have enough of them, you get to figure them out. They're pretty much all the same there. It's autonomic.
You have lived a sheltered life, haven't you, Hank?
I've had more women. Had more women. You've had good days, Tammy. That's the fact of it. I was a man whore. I became a man whore again. I slept with 5 women for the first 8 days, 5 different women, and in the 8 days.
And you don't think this guy's delusional?
I don't think he is. I know he is.
Well, Craigslist is full of horny women, and guess what? There's all these girls advertising for older men.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but those are gags as hand-me-downs.
These.
What do you think they want, Hank? What do you think they're looking for in these older men? They want you to have 1 foot in the grave.
No.
Yeah.
No. It's two types out there. One,
I bet there's all kinds of...
They don't like to work.
two types, there you go. Two types that are out there putting that at is the ones that don't like to work, that want somebody to take care of them and pay for everything, their bills and all that. And
But you're not the guy, are you?
they don't want to do prostitution, but they want one person to have, they have to have sex with and get all those things. The other side of it is, because I talked to two of these girls and pretty just about it, and they were pretty open about it. There are girls with that, a lot.
Oh, I mean, Melissa left you.
Women with daddy issues, of course.
That's your favorite kind.
Me and Ashley were talking about today, and she started to smile, and I looked at her, and I said, yeah, I know, you probably have some, because she went through a divorce as a young kid, and a pretty tough one. And she said, yeah, kind of. I said, well, you have to love me so. And she said, well, it's not all that either, because you were kind of daddy-ish, but now you lost weight and everything. It's like, what the fuck? You know, and you look young, so I'm like, whatever. I said, you know, and she said, you're the first older guy I've ever been with, and you're
sweet.
We talk, and she said, we know things and talk deeper. We've had similar life. We've lived in the same places, done the same things, vacation in the same places, and but she's just like had my life, but in less time, a lot of it. Or whatever, I don't know. We just hit it off like that, and me and Melissa were never like that, and we loved each other, we had fun, we talked and stuff, but her and me are just like a different level. I would swear if I believed in reincarnation, and I don't, that we've known each other, loved each other before, a lot of times. It was like we already knew each other when we met and talked. After me and Star, when we went and had coffee, by the time we were done with coffee, we looked at each other and went, at the same moment, we said, we're the same, together like that, we're the same. And we started laughing, and we went home to my house and fucked like rabbits all night, like crazy, like hanging off the bed upside down, banging, like crazy, fun. But she loves sex. I've never met a woman who loves sex as much as I do, and she... That's true. It's totally true.
Come on, guys. Henry's telling bedtime stories. A lot of people depend on this.
And she's...
Mom was sleeping.
Remember I said she's a dancer? She showed me today that, oh, by the way, I went to Hawaii and learned how to belly dance. Her 107-pound body was wiggling, belly, and when I was sperming, and oh my God, let me tell you, fuck.
That's one where Greg fell and he was surfing?
No, I'm telling you, you see this Hawaii Rosie.
Must have been Polynesian night at the strip club.
No, I'm serious. She's a dancer. She's a ballet dancer. She's dance, jazz, and all that shit.
Dancer.
She teaches, like, Taibo and all that shit, and teaches aerobics. Fuck.
That's what they all say.
I didn't know she could do that. I said, why didn't you... I go, we've been dating... we've been dating 8 months, or 10 months now, and now I find that you can do this. She's all, I didn't want to do it early on because you want it all the time. I said, well, a lot. I said, I don't know, but it was funny. We ended up tipping the couch over today, though. Just, we went up on the back of it somehow, and all of a sudden it fell over, and we both went rolling off. That was so funny. But, I don't know. I told her when we first saw it every day, I said, don't you want to date somebody your age and get married and have a life? I said, I've had all that and kids and all that, and then some. I said, she said, don't fucking tell me what I want to get or I'll fucking hit you. No, that's what I said.
We've heard this script before, Henry.
Red flag.
I told her, I said, no, not other women hit me. And she said, we're just going to see where it takes us, and that's it.
Yeah, we've heard this script before, Henry.
I know, that's why I'm concluding at this point, Mr. Doubting Thomas or whatever. But, so it is. And then we talked about we're going to go to Big Sur, try and get there before it goes too cold. I know it's a good time. right now and get a good rate on the camp in a couple of weeks or so. We'll see. I'll see how rainy it gets, but big sir. I haven't been there a long time. Anyways, I'm going to go get something for dessert. 12 o'clock. I didn't call my sister. Oh, well.
Chocolate milk? Chocolate milk?
Chocolate Opaltea, buddy. You know it. Old malted Opaltea. That's exactly what it's going to be. All right, so only I might have, I don't know, I'm going to have a glass of cold and then hot, I think. We'll see. I got some stuff I got to do. I actually have to do some welding tonight. Kind of stuck. But I did clear out a big area. I knew it was going to rain.
Tweaker.
Is it still going to rain tomorrow?
He is a tweaker. Only tweakers weld at midnight.
No, I'll tell you what.
Difference doesn't make it's going to rain. You're a tweaker.
Since the
Do you pick flux off the floor and think it might be cracked?
I woke up from being attacked, hit with a hammer.
Put it in your little pipe and try to smoke it.
I stopped sleeping at night. Well, until I got the house secure where I could, I did. It wasn't until 3 days. I stopped sleeping at night.
No, welding rod indicators sativa.
He laughs. It's smart. I would stay up all night and go to sleep in the morning and wake up in the late afternoon. You know, I would sleep. I'd go to sleep at like 2 in the afternoon. Sometimes wake up at 9 or whatever. But
This is Kid welding terp sauce.
well, nobody was going to attack me during the daylight. Once I got the dog here, my friend got the dog to me. Then it was good. You know, now I got big ass ex-cop dog, German Shepherd, 140 pounds.
It's a command you have to give so that he knows it's okay to eat.
He's pretty cool. He won't eat. You know, police dogs are. You can throw food at him, they won't eat. But yeah, he's he's well trained though. Like I said, the guy said the only problem is, you know, he's once he's on him, it'll take him a little longer to get him off him. That's a normal push button dog. I said that's fine. If he wants a few extra chews, I'm fine with it. If he wants to chew on Richard a little bit extra, fine. Carotid artery, I don't care. He laughed.
Take him to the riverside and give him some dark meat.
Yeah, I know. But now he sleeps at my feet, sleeps with the kids through. You know, he can hear. And that dog hears everything. You know. And it's big enough where it'll kick Robert's ass and I'll kick Richard's ass. Or whatever. But between the two of us now we can do it. Man, we got some other stuff. My friends brought me some new cameras and stuff. A friend gave me a box of these mini cameras. They're like super tiny, meant to be hidden in things and stuff. Oh, now I just have drilled holes in places. Stuff. I got cameras where nobody would suspect. I got 2 infrared emitters to bolster the night vision. You know, they're just different.
How does Cavalcante have those?
What's that? What's that?
Cavalcante had hidden cameras too.
Yes, I didn't know I didn't have hidden cameras. I had my cameras are visible. The only hidden cameras are inside.
Hey, maybe they put an implant in, ain't it?
Garage and a couple.
Oh my God, it was aliens.
No, it was Warren Brothers, whatever you want to call them. Fucking freaks of nature, genetic throwbacks, Cro-Magnon men, Neanderthals, whatever. Simply that. Simply 2 crazy, drugged up fucks. Street fucks that have gone over the edge now, beyond. I knew when he tried to fuck Melissa's horse that he was fucking insane as fuck. This just proves it. His brother too. I always thought Richard was sane, but I noticed in the last few years, once he started drinking it all, the Ann thing, he fucking just, you could see why he's never worked, never had a woman, a girlfriend or anything, while he lived with his mom till age like 40 or 50. It's a good thing too, because he swung the hammer like a mama's fucking bitch, boy. If he would have been even, if you would have given Melissa a hammer back when she was pissed at me, one whack and I wouldn't be here. Hear that fuck. Hardly, he misses me sort of, for the most part with the first one, except my ear. Whatever he did to my ear is fucking It's like I said, I've been losing my hearing. I've lost about 30% according to their measurements. If I lose any more, if it doesn't come back, like I said, I've already said.
Did you have that test?
Yeah, he whacked me in the ear the most. By the time I hit my shoulder, it was slowing down. Plus, it went through blankets and pillows. He hit that, you know.
Who whacked who?
But, what's up? Did you say who?
Who whacked who?
Richard Martin whacked me. Richard Martin. Anyways, it'll all come out, and they will get caught. They're coming to cut you back, aren't they? Yeah, it's all right. I've got 2 Marines from 29 Palms checking Slab City.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Someone played that bullshit alert.
What? I've got friends that are Marines. So what? What's the big deal?
Maybe they did it.
The Marines? I doubt it. I doubt that. But anyways, I've got friends, and they ride their bikes out there, like going Harley cruises. They ride out there anyways. It's all there is to do out there when you're off. 29 Palms is not much, but Palm Springs, most of them can't afford that too much. But Slab City, that's your bar, just on the backside of Salton Sea. And they're just going to give me intelligence, let me know, are they there? They've got pictures of the motorhome and stuff. They're just going to let me know if they're there. They're not even going to let them know that they're associated with me or even be seen if possible. That's all.
Henry, do you think you've let ham radio go to your head?
Not at all. I think people like that who do things like that have let ham radio go to their head. If you get that angry over this, you shouldn't be here. You shouldn't be anywhere in this world. I mean, fuck. I turn this off. I forgive and forget whatever happened. This is a game out here. There's nothing here to be won that's worth...
And it went over your head.
There's nothing here to be won that's worth anybody...
It's like the hammer.
I ignore stupid comments, Tammy.
I understand the hammer.
Especially from the cunt in the can. Anyways, you may think it's funny, but people like that, they're going to snap again on somebody, and next time maybe it'll be somebody you like. Unless they're cold from the hood, which I aim to do.
I like you, Hank.
And I
like you, Hank.
To hear from Roger, because why is Brandon gone and others were doing stuff off the air, and these fucks are still out here, so I haven't had this conversation yet with Roger, but expect them to...
Well, because you're living in an imaginary fantasy world.
Shut the fuck up, dude.
Yeah, I mean, call up and straighten his ass out.
You don't think Roger and I don't have a rapport of some kind? You don't think he likes me? Why do you think he lets me run amok out here? And every other repeater's thrown me off. Others throw me off. He brought me here. Did you get that? I quit radio. Was done. Hadn't been here for 6 years. He contacted me and asked me to come here because he was moving.
6 years.
He asked me to come here and do what I do to you. Right? It was all planned out before that was even moved that I would do. If you think I can't have a conversation now that I've been hurt, I'm good for his rating.
Everything is going according to my plan.
If the Badger...
So it was a plan for you to be nice and then turn into an asshole?
Yes.
Okay.
As the group was disjointed and
And you're going to save the day.
I tried, but I did help. I did change things. I didn't get what I wanted. I didn't do all that I wanted.
Do you ever?
I needed help, and I asked for it.
Lopsided leprechaun's going to ride in on a 3-legged horse and save the day.
No, I wasn't that. I wasn't to save it. I was to...
It was a unicorn.
I was to inspire it, to ignite it. That's what I do. I ignite. I'm the light you moths flock to on 435.
I think you mean laughing stock.
No, I'm both predator and prey.
He is the alpha, the omega.
And I'm willing to play both either side. I can turn.
It's a DVR.
The way your Mr. Newbie guy is jamming me. You know, I let people do that, and all of a sudden I'll flip on one of my amps, and then I'll become a bully. you think I get my ass chewed all the time? I wouldn't.
Don't want to do that. You're going to run up your electric bill.
Went out there for months.
He's already done that.
Oh, you're right.
When I turned on my amps and stuff, I ran amok out here for months, going over the top of just about everybody except for OG, dude. You're sick.
How was that? I don't remember that.
At first, you built up your station, then we went back and forth, and then
We went back and forth a little bit, but I always talked over you. I might have barely been heard. But you didn't get over me.
You didn't even have your remote set up or anything.
There was a 15-minute time period there when you were using Roger's voice. Maybe that was the fault.
No. And I've been using this system since 13, dude.
Not with the out here connection like that. Never mind. But you know what?
It's not even transmitting from out here. It's transmitting from 83 miles away.
You even told me that the reason why you put up the remote was to help everybody from Burbank and stuff because I was doing stuff. And that's neither here nor there. The fact is, I tore it up out here. You know that. Everybody spends their time in the barrel. And
Bullshit alert.
everybody spends their time in the barrel and 435. You know, that's the way it is. Me included. But I did come out here and pissed.
So you jump in the barrel willingly.
Point to do what I knew before. What I wanted to do was get everybody a common enemy, me.
You usually spend more time in the magazine than the barrel.
You guys all had the day.
You wanted to make us all hate you.
When you band together and had that.
Didn't work. I like you, hey.
The Henry fuck you Henry lunch, the restaurant.
Let me tell you about my best friend.
If you met at the restaurant, everybody in the repair, but big group of you met to do something about me and made that fuck you Henry video and stuff. That's when I called Roger and said, there we go. They're now pulled together.
Don't flatter yourself.
Enemy me.
Really, Hank is so delusional, and his life is so fucked up. He makes me feel really good about my life. Thank you, Hank.
Ask Dennis Kaiser.
You're my friend.
Ask Roger. That was the plan before the repair was moved by me.
Everybody thinks the Gay Henry song was made about him, too.
And then my plan...
He plays that himself.
And then my plan was to make nice with key people and slowly assimilate back in the group again.
Right,
well, like OG and Dennis and you know...
What a diabolical plan, Henry.
Become just, you know, just normal. In fact, when Roger first asked me to come out here...
$1 billion.
Roger, that I wanted to change my whole operating thing and not be Happy Hank, just to come out here and be friendly, nice, helpful, and not be the usual character. He said, no, we need that other one. And it...
Was that separations A through G?
When I wanted to back out and reassimilate me and mellow out...
You're saying that you called me a cunt because Roger wanted you to?
When I wanted to back out and reassimilate in the group, you know, and make nice, Roger said, no, turn it up.
No, I just used the C word.
Roger said, do it again, trim out, give them more. And so I went in again, and I thought about it, and I go, it's not a good idea. It's not going to work as well because they've been desensitized to it. They've already got that barrage from me, and they're hardened to it now. And he said, try it anyway, and I did, and it failed. I could see it wasn't working, didn't have any of the first. I went to DK and Sanchez. I talked to him, and Darren too. I said, let's work together and try and we could do more. I said, I can't do this by myself. I pulled them together. I made it more exciting. People came, more new people showed up, old people showed up. It got livelier, but I said, I can't.
Hank, I know what happened.
I said, can't fix this.
I bet Roger working and paying for your lazy ass. That's a fact.
It's not.
It is.
So if $520 a month is not below the poverty level, Henry, what is?
That's why he only gets $520 a month, because they took money away from him for the money that Melissa made. Right, Hank? Otherwise, you would have got much more. But she had to pay for your disability. That's how it works.
I now get $1,100 a month, Tammy. Just so that you know, it's not how it works.
Just because you say it doesn't make it true. We've seen the paperwork.
You have not seen my paperwork.
Saw the court papers where you chicken scratched that you made $520 a month. That tells a big story, and I know what it is, Hank.
Because it was...
Yeah, he was crying to the courts because he didn't have any money.
That was because...
Because Melissa's money, she had to report that every month, the money she made. And after a certain amount, which is about $700, for every $2 she made, they took $1 out of your check to pay for your disability.
That's not true at all.
Yeah, it is.
Not.
It is.
It is.
That's how it works, Hank.
Bullshit.
Yeah, it is. I know how it works, Hank.
It's based on what I worked and put into it. Nothing about her income goes to anything into Social Security disability.
Yeah, it does. Yes, it most certainly does. And 6 UBY.
Does not, and you can own property and all that, and you can have all kinds of investments, all that, and that doesn't change it. It isn't Medi-Cal or state shit like you guys get. Mine's federal based on my income, previous earning. That's the only thing I get, not anything else. Now, the reason why you get is because Melissa made so much money.
Ding, 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 ding.
They don't take it from her check. They just...
I know, Hank. I know. Hank.
They just didn't give me the full...
That's right. You didn't get your full amount because of the money she made. That time you figured it out.
But you said she's paying into mine.
That's how it works, Hank. That's what's happening, whether you can see it or not. She's working to pay for your disability.
It was not.
Yeah, she is.
Wrong. Yeah, her outside...
You already admitted it, Hank. You got less money because of the money she made. And 6 UBY.
And our other sources of income that were coming in.
Oh, Henry.
Well, of course, we both have. She doesn't even know. They're not even on Social Security disability. They don't know. I've heard them say their shit like they know. They think it's like the state program. They're full of shit. And by the way, Tammy, I can work, too. I can make $2,000, $900.
You can make $900 before they take money away from you.
900.
900, Hank.
And I did it for years. Made a little under the table, too.
You go. You ripped off the government. Pure and simple.
Not at all.
Yeah, you've been doing it for years. You're a scammer.
That was years ago.
He's a parasite.
Fuck you, newbie bitch. You listen to this bitch. She thinks she knows. She's...
It's been great talking to you, Hank. I gotta go to bed. And 6 UBY.
Before you do, honey, what does 30 truck drivers say, Tammy? What does 30 drivers taste like, Tammy? If I love you.
With bent over. And 6 UBY.
If you were bent over, you need...
Parasite.
You need stitches right now if you were bent over. Parasite, right? Our little honey, my family, her idea, our kids weren't happy when we were working, both working. Get that? Both kids hated daycare. Hated it. Hated it. Every day we'd pick them up, they were crying. They'd cry and drop them off. Hated it. We made a decision. I asked her if she wanted to stay home. She said no.
I don't need it.
Where? She has a good career in
Parasite.
Fuck you. You call me whatever you want. You won't say it to my face. I know that.
I'd have to look down and say it to the top of your head.
Yeah? You think? And what would you do? You think you could hurt me? I got hit in the head with a hammer. Still got out. You hit me, I'd laugh.
an imaginary hammer, Henry.
Yeah, you'll see. You hit me, I'd laugh at you and knock your teeth out. Why do you think they did it when I was asleep? They know. I used to be friends with them. They know exactly what I'll do, could do. Go ahead. Call me whatever you want. You're a newbie bitch. You're not going to bother me, but I'm going to make you angry. I'm going to make a project of you. I'm going to up my power. I'm going to start making so you don't talk. I'm going to just say what I want. I'm going to show everybody how I play you. I'm going to make you explode.
Okay, Henry.
Easy. You think if you do that, I'm letting you, you fucking idiot. So go ahead. I'm only 20-something miles on the repeater. My power goes up and down, sometimes radically. Ask MFW how many amps he saw up here. Oh, you idiot. Okay. Anyways, I'm bored with you. I'm tired. I got to weld a couple things over this guy's Jeep. Just real easy stuff. And,
yeah, goodbye, Parasite.
Yeah, anytime. Hey, new board, you know what you are? You're a speed bump too, to shows. So when something's going on, older boards are talking, just shut up and listen and watch and learn. Because when you interject, you're about to kill it. You're a fucking moron. You take the momentum out of it. You fuck up your own. You fuck up your own wet dreams. I'll bet. Jackass. Anyways, you have a good morning. WA6RXZ. Mighty Badger Radio. It's boring. That's the people like you bring nothing but fucking just momentum killing, sapping of energy, fucking wasted nothing. Drive good talent away. WA6RXZ. Go back to Clara, wherever the fuck you came from, jackass, because you don't belong here.